Hey guys, here's the aftermath of the Metal Mayhem car, which was also ran at my county fair this past weekend. And once again you can see it's jacked up on the back end and the rear end is laying out. This time you can actually physically see what took me out of the Derby. And before I show you the actual thing that's broke, I'm going to show you this. Watch the tube right there. No, it's not. It's just completely loose. And this axle moves out a little bit and back in. So this is physically what took me out right here. The whole front of the pumpkin just blew off. And then I couldn't move because the oil drained out, and this was just broke off, so I wasn't getting any, I don't know the correct word for it. I just wasn't able to move because of that. That's what took me out. And I jinxed myself with the motor. I told you guys in the Ready for Round 2 video that it's never died on me in a Derby. But in the heat you can see me start it up 2 times. The first 2 hits it died, but it started right back up. I think this motor's getting pretty tired. It takes a little while to get it started now, but it still runs. It only died once in the feature. So 3 times this weekend's first time it's ever happened. I won my heat, as you guys seen in the video. There was, I believe, 20 cars in the mod class, which is what this car was in. But that's a better turnout than the last few years have been for my county fair. Derby Icons runs it now, so I think it's going to start going back uphill like it used to be. But here's the damage. As you can see, people are taking big axle shots. If you go back to the earlier aftermath video after Mayhem, this door was not even touched really, and now it's all the way in. And I was getting hit low on the passenger door, and you can see where the inner bracing is on the inside of the door that came from the factory. Right here, that's where the bracing is inside the door. This car is getting ran again. It's going to another Derby Icon show, Ogle County Fair, next weekend. And I used the back basically the whole time, and it didn't pack in too much more. But as you can see, I ripped the body right off the body mount, so you can completely see the body mount now. And the hump plate actually did work. The welds on it started ripping everywhere, but it's still on there. I'll go over that again before the next Derby. But it relieved pressure, and it put pressure on the frame right here. As you can see, it's dimpling right there. So I don't think this is going to pack in much more, but if it does, it's just going to keep rolling right up. So what I'm going to do to save all thread is I'm going to take this out, and plates. I'll take all these plates off the trunk most likely, because they're not doing anything anymore with it rolled up so much. And this side's still fine. This side didn't go in almost any from the last Derby. You're seeing how it was still basically just like this. It kind of went up more right there. You can see this was where the notch was. Starting to fold over even more. This hump, I think this hump is starting to blow right here. Can't see that. I'm going to go get a light so you guys can see everything. If I can find it. I had it. Gotta hit this thing to make it work. Alright, there we go. So you can see it starting to blow on the bottom side right there. And as you can see, the front end, it's raised up in the back so it doesn't look as bad, but it's starting to nose. And you can see where it kinked. It kinked in front of the A-arm. Might be able to see it right there. And then when the tires were turned, it was also kinking right back here somewhere, but I haven't seen it. My dad saw it when we headed up on the jack in the pits. So that's why when you see the feature video, I didn't use the front end at all, because I wanted to kind of save it. And once again over here, people are just pounding the doors. Or the axles, which is what they're going for, but so the only thing that I got to do to get this car going again is I'm getting a new rear end. A friend's let me borrow one of his, throwing it in there, and hook back up the drive shaft. And I think what we're going to do is switch radiators out of it, because this is a good radiator and it's cutting it pretty close there. And what I'm planning on doing is just going to junk this car, just go out and have fun, just junk myself. So I don't want that radiator to get ruined. And then I'm going to cut some more out right here with the torch, so when this car starts nosing, it gives the headers room to bend instead of bending all the sheet metal down. As you can see, it did right there. And the heat, it came down to a father and son and then one of their friends. So I thought I was done for, but luckily the son of the father and son team lost his steering. But it was fun, the most fun I've ever had in a derby. And both the father and son came up to me after I ran my outlaw car and shook my hand and said nice job, so that was nice of them. There's not really much else to show you. I took one driver's door hit, but you're going to have those. And like I was saying, all I got to do is switch radiators, rear ends, cut that out for the headers. And then when we get the rear end in, I'm going to see how much more wheel clearance we have to cut. That's all we did in the pits when we were working on it. It's just a crap ton of wheel clearance. A crap ton of it. We're cutting so much. This side I think will be pretty easy to guess where we need to cut it. Just all this needs to come off. Then I'm going to pound all this up and then pound this backwards and cut that off. I got last in the feature because of that. And I was pretty mad when I got out. Wasn't too happy. I thought I was going to actually do a little better than last place. But that's a derby and you can't really control it. So there's the aftermath of the county fair car that's going to Ogle County next weekend. And hopefully I'll have some videos before it. So stay tuned.